All right, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. Don't want to take up all morning because we do have another worship service to do this morning. But thank you for being here. I'm very excited about what God is going to do with our small group ministries this fall. And this started really because of how disconnected we were with COVID, being shut down for 3 months and then trying to get back and get all of this going. And our leadership team was talking about how to get things back together to where we could begin meeting again. And we decided that we would just have this huge emphasis on small groups this fall. And it's a little ironic and a little bit frustrating and annoying that we are back to having another COVID thing, and we will continue to follow instructions from the doctors that are in our church that are giving us guidance with this. We'll continue to follow their advice and instructions, but we want to move ahead. We know that, as I said in the sermon, that we need to be together. And so at this point, we are just moving full steam ahead with continuing this and getting this push. Hopefully, every person in the church will get connected in a meaningful way to a small group this fall. That's my prayer. I told my staff and leadership team early on that I did not want this to be one of those things where we said as many people as possible. Didn't want that at all. I want everybody to be connected in a meaningful way because I think it's that important. So here's what we're going to do. For the next few minutes, Pat's going to tell you about children and youth opportunities and Sunday school, and then I've got a video so that you're not just listening to me as a talking head. I've got a video of all of the people who are leading small groups that are going to tell you about the small group that they're leading. It won't take very long, but just so that you'll be informed. Pat, if you'll come share with us about youth and children and Sunday school.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mark. Anyway, good to see you all this morning. Thank you for being here. And talk to you just for a few minutes about what we're doing in children and youth as far as our curriculum goes. Our children are going to continue on in Sunday school. We're going to continue on with the Gospel Project. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the Gospel Project in a minute. But that will be for youth and, for Sunday school and for kids' church. We will have a Wednesday night group for children, and that will take kind of a topical trip. It will be broken up into 5 or 6 weeks of each topic, and kids are encouraged to come. Wednesday nights are focused on being a lot of fun and a lot of learning. So I hope that you will encourage your children to be a part of our Wednesday night and our Sunday morning groups for kids. For youth, our weekly groups happen on Sunday afternoons at 4:30. And for that, we are starting a series this afternoon called Dive. And that is where we are just encouraging kids to get all in with their following Jesus. And then on Wednesday evenings, we're going to be doing a small group called Something Needs to Change. It's written by David Platt. And the emphasis is that we are just focused in the wrong direction as a church, as individuals, as individual followers of Jesus, that our hearts are just not where they should be. And so you'll be encouraged to just set things right and start doing things that put us in the right mind of following Jesus. Our youth Sunday school class meets every Sunday at 10 o'clock. And that's going to be taking on a different topic every Sunday, put out by a group called Youth Ministry Resources. And our Sunday school teachers are top-notch Sunday school teachers. They are really, really good fellas, and they know their stuff. They come prepared every week. So encourage your youth to be a part of Youth Sunday School. For adult Sunday school classes, most of our adult Sunday school classes are going to continue on with the Gospel Project. Now, the Gospel Project is a 3-year initiative that goes chronologically through the gospel, step by step. And it's an in-depth look at what we should know as Christians about God's Word. So I hope that if you are a member of a Sunday school class, that you'll continue to be involved. If you are not a member of Sunday school class, I hope that you will get involved with one of those. And then Kevin and Dana's class are going to be doing a study on prayer. Yeah, they're going to start with a topical study about prayer in a couple of weeks. Okay. All right. So there is a wide variety of things to do for our children, for our youth, and for you as adults to be involved in Sunday school.
And let me give you the breakdown. Let me give you the breakdown of the adult Sunday school classes. We have a kind of a 20s and 30s, maybe 40s group that is led by Kevin and Dana Perry. They're in two rooms upstairs, room 205 and 203. Then it used to be the 30-something class. They still think it's the 30, question mark, 30-something, not really. But it's more of a 40, 50-ish kind of age range. Just to be honest, I know, Keith, yeah. He said, what? I am not. But that is going to be led by folks in the class. Keith McCraney, Bill Schools, Kevin McCraney, Rodney Nix. They're going to be kind of leading that group, and it'll be a lot of fun. And they're using Gospel Project as well. Then Tara Jones is going to be leading for kind of the next age range, 50, 60-ish, somewhere in that ballpark. They're going to start in room 204 upstairs. And depending on if they outgrow that room, we may move them to 201, but we'll get that to you. And then a senior adult class led by Phil Hartshorn. And right now they're meeting in the parlor over in the other building. If they outgrow that, then we'll put them in a different space. But that's the 4 adult Sunday school classes, and I want to encourage you to try those. Now, it just worked out that just about all of our other small groups are going to meet on Wednesday nights. We've got some that are going to be meeting here in the building. Some are going to be meeting in different places around the community. But if you would, just watch this video, and it'll tell you all about it.
Okay, this story is called The Epic of Eden. It goes from teaching us about redemption from the beginning of the Bible, from Adam and man's fall in the Garden of Eden, all the way to the redemption story of Jesus. And the reason I'm so excited about it is because it's caused me to look at Bible reading with a new light, with a new feeling.
Okay. How does the study work?
You have the process of reading each day. There's specific sections of the Old Testament that goes along with that week's focus. And then during the class, we watch a video of her lecture concerning the topic of that particular week. And when we're watching her video, it is hang on to your seat, because she packs it full of amazing information, and you're constantly saying, wow, I never thought of things that way, or I didn't know that, or oh, I get it now. So it's real helpful.
So why should someone take this particular study?
To me, it's just a new way of looking at the Bible, looking at God's amazing grace through these characters that are presented in the Bible, the prophets, and it's just, it's information. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think it's a wonderful way. It's just a 12-week study, and there are questions at each lesson on each day. We want you to join us.
It's an amazing study. You will not regret it. It's time well spent, and you'll come away with a much deeper understanding, not just of the Old Testament, but of the Bible and the message, the overall arching message of the whole gospel.
I agree, totally.
My name is Jessica Smart, and the study is Fervent Prayer, a Woman's Battle Plan for Serious, Specific, and Strategic Prayer. This is going to be a book study that we will also have audiobook availability. It will be about a 6-week study where we take the 10 most common barriers to our lives in prayer, and we discuss those and then come up with specific, strategic, and customizing our prayer strategy. This is actually a book that I've read in the past, and it helps us to get our passion back for prayer, helps us to refocus on the things that are going on in our life, and how to focus in on what our mission is, to be able to specifically pray for things instead of just throwing words around.
Okay. And why would this help somebody? Why should somebody participate in this?
Because it does help us refocus our prayer. So many times we have things come up in our lives where we're praying, but we're just saying words. We're not really praying specifically for things, and we lose sight of what we're praying for, and also lose sight of when God answers our prayers.
Okay. And this is just for women?
It can be for women or men.
Okay.
The title does say women, but in previous readings of this, it could be for either.
Okay. So are you thinking just women, or are you going to include men in the group?
I will include anybody that wants to do it.
Okay. Donnie, what are you doing?
Hey, I'm looking at the map. I love to look at maps, and I invite you to join me this fall as we look at Proverbs, which is also just a very similar daily map from God, how to live our life.
Okay. Tell me about how the class is going to work.
Well, I love discussion, and I love for everybody to just pitch in and tell your opinion, and every idea is all right. And we're going to read the whole book of Proverbs, and everybody's going to come up with their own ideas of what they're learning for their roadmap, and be very open and a lot of discussion.
Okay. And why are you so excited about Proverbs?
Well, Proverbs is one of the first books from the Bible that I can remember. My dad would sit in the living room and read it, and he would read these verses about money or business, or there were so many practical things for his life. And I'm like, wow, this is a book I've always wanted to learn, and I'm happy to offer it to all of you. And it's great advice for your family and for just business folks.
Okay. And so for what would make this impact somebody's life, the study of Proverbs? How would it help somebody in their walk?
Well, I think there's a lot in there about finances. There's a lot in there about things we say, things we don't say. And there's a lot about wisdom in there, and just a lot of very practical advice. And I love the fact that it's 31 days. Some people call it like a Christian horoscope. So, every day, certain proverb to be read. There's a lot of wisdom to be given.
Okay.
We are going to be a 20-something group, which we're calling it that just to sort of set a boundary, but it's not a rigid 20-something. If 18 or 19-year-olds or slightly beyond would like to join us, that's perfectly fine. But we'll be a home group, we'll be meeting, and we'll be studying Something Needs to Change, which is a group or a study that's by David Platt.
So why are you excited about it?
I'm excited because I think it is both a timeless and timely message. As I've been reading through it and getting ready, I think it's really something that we need to hear. I heard recently someone say that with light comes responsibility, and I think here in America we definitely have a lot of light, and so it's our responsibility to share it, and I think this is a good group that will equip us to do that.
And why do you think somebody ought to be a part of the group?
Well, for that reason, and also I think it's just good for the Christian body to have fellowship with one another, and I think that a young people's group is very needed, and I know from my own personal experience, life is just easier to do and have encouragement from your brothers and sisters and talk about Jesus together.
And when and where will you meet?
we'll be meeting beginning August 11th on Wednesdays at 6:30 or 7 o'clock. We haven't yet decided officially, but we will be at my parents' house, and I can send the address to anyone who is interested.
Okay. This is Mark speaking for Sarah and Lori, who I was unable to get together with to record a video, but they're going to be doing a study for women. Their group has actually been meeting for several years now, and this group will be continuing. Certainly, other folks, new folks, are invited to join. It's for women, and they meet at the Yes Center Wednesday evenings about 6:30, and this time they're going to be doing a study called "Don't Give the Enemy a Seat at Your Table." It's a book study written by Louis Giglio. And just for a quick description of the book, it says the enemy is constantly seeking to fill your mind with destructive and harmful thoughts, whether of fear, worry, insecurity, anxiety, temptation, or envy. It's all too easy for Satan to manipulate his way into a seat at the table intended for only you and Jesus, and to try making himself at home in your mind. It's an ongoing battle, but one you can win. In this study, Pastor Louis Giglio shares practical ways to overcome the enemy's lies and instead find peace and security in any challenging circumstance or situation. Again, this is for women. Wednesday evenings at 6:30, meets at the Yes Center.
My group is a knitting group. I would like to have up to 7-8 people. If they want to come and join us, if you know how to knit or crochet, we can help you further that interest by making different items. We are kind of basing it on Lydia from the Bible in Acts, and she had a purple cloth that she made clothing for the rich people in the area. And she took the money she had from that and gave some of it to Paul and to the other apostles to let them have the freedom to go around telling about Jesus.
Do you have to know about how to knit and crochet beforehand, or will you teach them?
I can teach them how to do that. I can teach a left-handed person, even if I'm right-handed. And
what do they need to bring with
they
them?
need to bring a pair of knitting needles, size 11, and a crochet hook, size G. It's a plastic hook. And one skein of yarn of their choice. And we may start by making a little something small for ourselves so that they can get the interest going in there.
Hey everyone, I am leading two different small group experiences this fall. The first one is Disciple Bible Study, and there will be two groups of that, one on Sunday afternoon from 3 to 5:30, and then another one on Monday mornings from 9:30 until noon. Disciple is 34 weeks, 17 weeks in the Old Testament, 17 weeks in the New Testament. It's intensive. There are readings that you do at home every day, about 15 minutes or so, depending on how quickly you read. And then a two and a half hour class session, which I know sounds like a lot, but there is so much discussion and opportunities to share with each other about the scriptures that we've read during the week. And I'm very, very excited about that. I hope you will consider it. I know this is a long-term commitment, but you can ask anybody that's been a part of Disciple how incredible this study is. And it will totally enhance your understanding of Scripture. And it's made for people, whether you have read the Bible your entire life or if you have absolutely no experience reading the Bible. You will have opportunities to grow in your faith and your understanding of Scripture. The second experience that I'm going to do is on Wednesday nights, and I'm going to be leading a 12-week small group based on the letters of John and Jude. I've done this study before and just decided to do it again, frankly, because I really like those scriptures, and there's so much in them that speaks to us today. I'm excited about it because the Word is powerful and helps us understand who we are to be. And you should be excited about it because it's really good stuff. It will help you determine in your own life the kind of disciple that you've been created to be. So I encourage you to, if you don't have time for disciple, to be a part of the Wednesday night group. And all of these groups that we're doing are going to be amazing times to grow spiritually.
So there you have it. I'm not going to take too much more time to describe any of that. I think most of our small group leaders are in the room. You can look around and recognize the faces that you saw on the video. Kevin Perry is back there for Sunday school. Bill and Keith are here for that Sunday school class. Tara's in the back for that Sunday school class. Phil's in the back for that Sunday school class. And if you have questions about these, we got, small group folks all around the room. If you have questions, seek out the face of the person that you want to ask about. But then the sign-up sheets are on the tables right over there. And the groups will begin now. The young adult group is going to begin this week, right, Charlie? So that one's going to begin this week. The rest of them will begin Wednesday week on Wednesday nights. And Sunday school classes will start next week as well. I think that's all I'm going to say for now. If you have questions, let us know. Stop by the table, fill out or sign your name on the group that you're going to do. Sanitized pens are on this end here, and then you'll write whatever group you're going to be in, and then drop the used pen in the basket on the far side. Got it? All right. If you have questions, ask. When you get done with that, Pat really needs us to move the chairs out for youth tonight. So if you can stick around and help with that, that would be most excellent.